Wednesday.
Hello!
We in here.
It worked.
Yes.
We love that for us.
Yes. It's literally, it's like rolling the dice. Every time I do one of these things, I'm like, is it going to work on the first time, second time, third time?
Oh, no. Listen, I've been there and I understand, but we did it.
Yes. Yes, we are here. Yes, 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 yes. I'm so excited to have you come on. I'm so excited to talk about this movie.
Me too.
So, for those who don't know, this is Hot Take Tuesday live on a Wednesday. I know what yeah, I heard it. That's what it is. That's the whole gimmick. So I drop a hot take on a Tuesday, and then me and my special guest talk about movie on a Wednesday. And the times vary, because sometimes my guests are in the UK, Australia, Bulgaria, Florida. Anyway, so today I have my lovely, lovely, lovely guest, a talented, awesome actress. Oh my gosh, I'm digging the hair. I'm digging the lavender behind you. Oh, the cascade. What is happening here?
Oh my God, Lisa, stop it. Oh my God. I love these compliments. Keep them coming.
I'm going to turn it over to you. Introduce yourself, what you do, and everything, and then we get started.
Oh my God. Can we talk about how we met first?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So, roadies, girl. Let me tell you something. When they sent me that script, I read it and then I cried. I cried. And I'm getting emotional right now.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It does make me feel good because I'm like, oh, I guess I am kind of a little bit of a good writer, a little bit, tiny bit.
Lisa, you are an amazing writer.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Your words changed my life.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Tasha, please get me a tissue. Yeah. So I hope that you know that. And that's why I DM'd you, because I was like, this is a lady whose writing is incredible. She has her touch. She has her touch on something. It hit me. Because like wow. So then I was like, oh my God, I have to hit her up later, when I have time. Because I think she's amazing. And then you replied, I was like, oh my God, yes, I get to nerd out with her over movies. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, so that's how we met. And now I'm really excited to talk about this love story with you because I feel like Intergalactic is like a black love story. You know what I mean? Like a love letter to black love.
Yeah.
All of its like complexity
Mm-hmm.
and weirdness and awkwardness. Yeah. So I think you asked me about my introduction about myself, but I just wanted to show you some love.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah. But so yeah, my name is Olanika. The D in my name is silent if you have an American accent because I love it when Haitian Americans and the Latinx community says my name. If you're Haitian, if you're of the Caribbean diaspora, it's Olanika. But if you're using an American accent, just say Olanika. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, I love movies and I love people who love movies, so I'm excited to talk to you.
Awesome. Okay, so to break it down more, Arlene, for you guys, Alanika, she read for me. I had a stage, screenplay that was actually performed on stage, and she was my first choice for my character Jasmine, and I loved everybody. And I know that you weren't able to schedule changes last minute. She couldn't be a part of it, but I'm looking forward to something in the future for sure. And so if you don't know, I am a writer, a director, and a producer. So I do dabble here and there, and you can find my series Zombie Chronicles on Tubi and Amazon Prime. So, and I'm working on season 2. I know I'm literally 2 years back. I wanted to release season 2 2 years ago, but this is the year. I'm going to do it this year. So now we're going to dive into this movie, and again, thank you for the kind words that that hit me a little bit. Now, I don't think I need to really ask you if you liked the movie. I feel like I feel like you did. So okay. So what's funny is when the movie came out in 2022 on Netflix, and I watched it, but I don't know if I watched it. So what I mean is, I don't know if I was like in a different mindset, if I was distracted, because there's so much of it that I didn't even remember. And then I remember going, oh, I thought it was going to be better than that. I was on one, I think, because when I saw that it was one of your choices, I'm like, I'm going to go back to this movie. I'm going to go back to it, because sometimes you are in a different headspace, different focus, and something just doesn't hit you. I went back and sat down and watched this movie, and I was like, I don't do drugs, but I must have been on drugs for me to have like just been flippant about this movie. This movie's amazing. What the heck is wrong with me? All the layers. Oh my gosh. Like, I'm like, this is embarrassing. I'm embarrassing myself. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. No. I think it's maybe speaker output.
Okay. I turned off my Bluetooth. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, my Bluetooth headphones don't want to work. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I heard everything you said though. Yeah, I also don't do drugs, but I feel as if like I think they use that in the movie as a way to really like open people's minds to the way that you can experience things. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Because you just need, I don't know, like just the vastness of your feelings and how it just hits you sometimes. I feel like Intergalactic just did that so perfectly.
Yes.
And they did it in such a creative way,
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes. I need the entire team of this movie to make another movie.
Yeah.
All the creative, I need it to all come together between the cool animation, the story, and let's really quickly talk about, first of all, we're gonna be jumping around. We're not talking in order, and we are doing spoilers.
Yeah.
So let me tell you what I appreciate about Carmen.
Mm-hmm.
Carmen, I love how there was no inherent villain. Mm-hmm. Like, Carmen wasn't trying to be shifty and shady. She wasn't trying to like mess up. Like, it was a simple, like, communication, first of all, not communicating properly, and then people being in a different emotional state and not realizing it. When she sent that picture, she wasn't trying to mess him up or anything like that. She didn't know. She had no idea. And then when he told her, it wasn't some like, you ain't nothing, all out war. It was just like, okay, we're not right for each other. I get it. It hurts, but I get it.
It hurts so bad. And it's really hard to tell somebody that.
Yeah.
Like, that takes like so much courage.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people do it.
No. Yeah. And oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and I just feel like that's a big part of it that I took away from the show. Mm-hmm. It's like, loving takes a lot of courage. And if you're not going to be courageous, then goodbye. That's what I feel. Yeah, because it's awkward and cringy, but it can also be fun if you're brave.
Yeah. True. So I want to talk a little bit about the parallels. That I kind of discussed a little bit in the hot take between the dating app and Jabari and Meadow. So the thing that I enjoyed about the movie is how it was showing you, like, the dating app is giving you all these opposite signals to what they were doing. Let me see. I have notes. Period. So okay, one of the things, one of the messages that the Stush, first of all,
Hmm.
Stush, the app Stush.
Hmm.
Oh, I Javu. I think I'm saying the name correctly. Says, oh wait, this is about Intergalactic. I love that movie. Excellent. Come on in. Excellent, excellent. So the app, the dating app, Stush.
I don't know how to pronounce it right either.
I, I'm gonna just say
Okay.
Stush, Stush.
Okay.
So it one every time I see a billboard or an advertisement for it, it was given the message was always like surface level, manufactured, not deep at all. The complete opposite of every time you were with Jabari and Meadow.
Hmm.
And one of the times that they had the flyer said money can buy you love.
Whew.
That like they literally had that on one of their advertisements.
Yeah.
And yeah, and when Jabari was watching the commercial, it said, sign up. How much? Well, isn't love worth it? Some bull crap.
Yeah. Some massive bull crap.
So I will not ask you if you want to divulge. That's perfectly fine. I will not ask you. But years and years and years ago, when it was just starting to be a thing, I actually was on a dating app for like 2 seconds.
Hmm.
And this is like eons ago. And it was like this. It was fun first because it was like, oh, well, connecting all these people, having these conversations. But after a while, it just felt like empty and vapid. And I I feel that it may have gotten worse since then. I wouldn't know. I don't know. I'm not on it,
Yeah.
but from what I hear,
Hmm.
so I'm worried. I'm
Um,
not a fan.
I I have a complicated view of dating apps. One, I think they're fun.
Yeah,
Okay. I don't know. Maybe it's because of my generation.
yeah,
I think they're fun because I like meeting people. I like talking to
yeah.
people. You know,
Hmm.
I like learning people's
Hmm.
stories. So if you're talking on the dating app, like, wow, like this is great research for whatever character I'm gonna play.
True.
Sorry, but like it's just such great information. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's really fun to like learn. I think what comes with it is like the expectations. I think that's what makes it horrible.
Yes.
It's like
Yes.
um you're gonna chat with me on this chat and we're gonna fall in love and we're gonna like buy a house and we're gonna be amazing, you know? Like that's so much to put on yourself. Like
Yeah.
how about we just chat and like if we're compatible, we can have fun.
Hmm.
And then if we don't have any more fun, we can just say goodbye.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I feel like it's the expectation that we put on ourselves about that experience that I don't know. It just makes it horrible.
So
Yeah.
I so let me backtrack a little bit here. I think it's the intentions that make me not that make me a little wary of how dating apps run. The intentions. So if you are on there and you're looking for, you know, just to hang out, okay. But if you're looking for a relationship or looking for love, and someone is, I guess, kind of perpetrating themselves as wanting the same thing as you, but they're definitely not really. It it just feels like, which can happen in real, in person as well. It happens in person. So I just feel like the numbers are increasingly harder on dating apps because there's a wider net and everyone feels like, oh, I can always do better.
Oh yeah. It's definitely the ulterior motives. Because you never know with
Yeah.
people, right? Like how am I supposed to know why you're messaging me? I have no idea unless you tell me, right?
Hmm.
And you could be telling me a lie. Who knows? Um,
Yeah.
but like if you think about it, it's kind of fun. It's
You know
like,
what? You know what?
wow,
I think
like
I think you're right. I think the problem is I'm just
yeah,
old.
you're not old. Don't say that about yourself. You are not old, okay? But yeah, it's kind of fun if you think about it. Cause I don't know, like when I find out that you're lying to me, like I'm gonna tell you, like, well, I'm gonna ask you, like, why are you lying? You could have just told me the
Yeah.
truth,
Yeah.
you know? I don't
Yeah.
know. And that's what I feel like that's what I liked about Intergalactic. Like it exposes just like the stupid stuff that like people do when they like somebody because like we're just so illogical.
Yeah.
Like it just makes no sense.
No
But that's the fun
sense.
part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. So, and to kind of go back to Carmen again, like you're like, why did y'all break up? And then after they hook up that one night, and the next day you're like, oh, that's why.
That's why.
You're a bit much, Carmen. You got to ease back, my girl. You got to ease back. Ease back.
Oh, the why is the why is just always so interesting, you know?
Yes.
Like that's well when I was reading Roadies, just take it back, just a bit. Like deciding on your why is also really fun. Because like if you decide, okay, I want to choose you because I think that you're amazing, but also a little scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna just play with that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's gonna be so fun. Like, wow, like, and if you don't, if you surprise me, like, oh my god, I'm obsessed, right? Like, I just love stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so like when you learn somebody's why, it just hits different to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. No. That's good. I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
So there was the other thing I liked about was the different personalities of the characters.
Mm.
They're all distinctly different, down to Jabari's friends. What was his name? One was Kai, and the other one was Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
And when they were in his new apartment, and they were talking about their own visions for the apartment, I loved how it started changing into the vision they were talking about. So when Kai was like, "Oh, you do this, you do that," all of a sudden it was full of stripper poles.
Yeah. Love that. Exceptional.
And then when Jimmy was like, "No, you need to get the what you call it," and it turned into like a weed garden. I was like, like, like you said, like little fun things like that. Like that's the thing about 2D animation that you just like it. I wish they'd bring it back a little bit more often than they do. I enjoy 3D. I enjoy Pixar. That's fun, but there are things that you can do in 2D that just don't translate or are impossible to do in 3D or in live action. It just doesn't hit the same. If this movie was a live action movie, it would still be a great story.
Yeah.
It would still be a great story. But you wouldn't get as much of those little like things, those little added animation and visuals, and it just really makes a difference. It makes a complete difference.
Oh, it absolutely does. First of all, every like shot, like every frame in Intergalactic was just like delicious. Like all of the colors, all of the choices were just it was just good. I don't know, like it was just good. With the inclusion of okay, all right, my mind is spinning. Let me just try. I'm gonna just backtrack a little bit, okay? I think one of the things that I love about animation is how much care artists put into each frame.
Yeah.
Like they make so many specific choices about the fact that what is a character wearing, and if they're not talking, what can I tell you about the person? Yes. And I feel like if I take every frame of Intergalactic, you know so much without having to know the script or watch the movie. You know? Like the way their hair is styled, their clothing choices, everything is just so rich. Like everything. So like that's why it's award winning. Like, I don't know. That's how I feel.
So on that, because you brought that up. So Meadow, the whole time she's in she has her hair in like it's awesome like dreads that like I'm like, how can I be jealous of animated hair? But I am. Is these beautiful dreads. And and at the end she lets her hair free. So kind of essentially opening herself up, just signaling that like I'm letting go now. I'm letting go. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that hit different. It hit different. Because you know how much our hair means to us.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like
Yes, I do.
the choices that we make with our hair is very
Hmm.
specific. Like I didn't just like roll out of bed and decide that I wanted to like part my head to the side, you know?
Yeah.
Like I put a lot of thought into this. So like it just makes the moment, I feel like if I'm deciding to put my hair down, it's gonna make me feel more free. And I feel
Yeah.
like that is a symbolism and that's the stuff that like they put in
Yeah.
Intergalactic that like it might go over some people's heads, but if you're in it, then you understand.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. And anytime, you know, a character changes their hair, I pay attention because
Yeah.
you're trying to tell me something. You're trying to tell me something. And speaking of clothes, so what's funny is Jabari's sweatshirt
Hmm.
that had the word closure on it from the first frame. I
Yeah.
was like, I'm waiting for it to come. I'm waiting for it to come. And when they did it, they did it. Like when he
I
when
did it.
when he got his sweatshirt back from her, he basically had to tell her like, we can't even be friends.
Yeah.
And the word closure just came off the sweat. I'm like,
Oh.
yo,
Yeah. 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 Top tier.
top
Amazing.
tier.
Amazing.
And then like, and I'm like, oh man. And then when he's walking out the door, and Carmen says, "You'll be blocked before you hit the street." I was like,
She ate that. I'm not even gonna lie.
yes, yes. Like,
She did that.
I got
Yes, assert
it.
yourself, queen.
I got it. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
That
That's
makes sense.
another thing. Oh, go ahead.
No. That's it. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, no, I was gonna say that's another thing. It's just like sorry.
No, you're good.
Um, there's so many things that like I feel like when it comes to relationships, there's things that you want to do, right? Like there's like this dream that you have about how your relationship like should look like.
Hmm.
And then there's like the actual reality. And I think that that is another thing of like that I liked about Intergalactic. It shows you that.
Yeah.
Like there's this fantasy that you have, that you dream about, that you fantasize about.
Hmm.
And then there's like your feet are on the ground, you know what I mean? And you're experiencing that life. And that's what I loved about it. Like wow. I don't know.
These and the fact that this was split into chapters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so let me see. Chapter one was the dog whistle, which was that was a fun reference.
Yeah.
You know, what's I think it was Kai who said, you know, I swear when a woman can tell when you're on the come up, they just come around
Oh,
like a dog whistle. Oh my god.
no, that was a good line. Whoever wrote
Yeah.
that, exceptional.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a very, very good line. I don't know. Our intuition is very good,
Yeah.
but I don't always trust my intuition. I don't know about you, but like sometimes I'm like, did I actually see that? I don't know if I actually saw it. Do you ever experience that before?
Where well, when you mean did I actually see it, do you mean just like, oh, you mean like was there a look? Was there a
Hmm.
ah?
Like something happens to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, okay, okay. Let me just phrase it like this: something happens to you, and you're like observing it as it's happening to you. Have you ever had that
Yes.
experience?
Yes.
Okay, I
Yes.
feel like that happens a lot in like dating. You're like trying to be present with somebody, but then you're
Mm-hmm.
also like in the back of your mind thinking about like, how are they perceiving me? Are they liking me? Is this a good experience for them? I don't know. These are the things that I think about.
No. I think these are the things that most people think about
Yeah.
actually, you know, when they're hanging out and getting to know new people, dating, all that kind of stuff. You know, even on a friendship level, you know, like just in new friendships and acquaintances, you're just like, how much of me do I show them? You know,
Hmm.
so no, it's everyone. And to kind of lean more into what you were talking about with the intuition. Yes, there are times where I'm just like, did they
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
am I crazy?
No.
And like, what's great is that if it happens and you're like with, if I'm with my sister, my best friend, I'm like, did y'all see that? Like, did y'all hear that? And most of the time, they're like, oh yeah, that was something. I'm like, okay, great. I'm not crazy.
Hmm. Yeah, you're never crazy. There's something weird. Okay, let me backtrack. Uh, there's something weird about like noticing something and then like having the courage to like ask somebody, you know?
Yeah.
So like you experience something and then you want to ask them, but it's like, oh, if I ask them, then they'll know that I know. But then like if they know that I know, then
Yeah.
like it's gonna be awkward.
Yeah. It's gonna be a problem for
It's gonna
sure.
be a problem. Um, yeah, so that's also another thing that's like really, really difficult. I don't know. I just love this movie. I'm sorry. It's like I'm just reliving the scenes in my mind right now.
Oh yeah. You know what? Okay. So on that, going on to chapter 2,
Mhm.
which is bright, light, and white. That's when Jabari goes to his new job at Cosmic Comics, which I thought that was so cute because all you do is rearrange the letters and it's the same word. All they did was move the S and the M, I think.
Mhm.
Um, so he Len is he's his Puerto Rican coworker, and the first thing that he comes to him and says is, "Oh, I love your stuff, but we don't do that rough stuff
Yeah.
here. You know,
Yeah.
you gotta keep it light, bright, and white, or whatever."
Mhm.
And I was like, uh, 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 uh,
Yeah.
no,
No.
like the
Yeah.
irony of the other minority in the office wanting you to whitewash your stuff, and then you don't listen, and everyone loves your stuff. Like I'm like, now I'm trying to figure out if he was trying to sabotage him,
Mhm.
or if in his mind truly he was like, no, no, you gotta like tamper it down. What do you think?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's more interesting if he was doing it for funsies.
Like he was purposely
Like
trying to
he was
sabotage him.
purposely trying to sabotage him just to see what would happen. Because I don't know. I feel like in certain spaces, if you're bored, you're gonna try to find a way to like feel something.
Mm.
I
You know,
don't know.
I kind of wanted to see Lenny's work.
Yeah.
I was like, you worried about me, dog? What are you working
Yeah.
on? Let me see what your stuff looks like. And
Yeah.
then, okay,
Yeah. I also feel like I felt that before too, where it's like, show me your work. Cause like I need to know if your opinion is good or not, because I need to see if your work is good.
yeah,
And if
I
your
need
work
to.
isn't good, then I don't
I don't need to
care.
take criticism from you. Like, I mean, like, if your work,
Yeah.
if you're trying to turn what I'm doing into your work, and I don't think your work is good, no, thank you, but no, thank you. Not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I also liked his character, Mr. Rager,
Mhm.
how he popped up and when he popped up and
Yeah.
how he popped up.
You have to remind me about him because I'm forgetting him right now.
Oh, Mr. Rager was the character was that he created the spray paint like
Oh,
black guy.
the
Yeah,
comic thing.
the
Okay.
comic. Yeah, Mr. Rager. Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
And how? Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. I love how they used art as a way to like signify like the inner demons
Yes,
that was going
yes,
on. Because like I love painting. Oh, I love painting. And like one of the things that I think is most interesting about when you paint something, it just shows you how you view the world, like your perspective about
yeah,
something. And that's why I think art is so beautiful because everyone's perspective is just so unique. Like
yeah.
no one's perspective is like completely the same.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's why it's cool that you can just like give any artist something and they're going to produce something that is just singular to them and their
Yeah,
viewpoint.
yeah.
I think that Intergalactic showed that a lot. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's just so unique. His characters were so unique, yet it just
Yes.
hit everybody. And you didn't even necessarily be black to like experience that and understand it.
Yeah.
It was like just a universal character.
So for for Mr. Rager, he uh, just the the times that he popped up, like when he was walking with his head down the hallway, and his shadow was Mr. Rager. I was like, okay, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And then when he had that nightmare right after talking to Lenny or Len, whatever, where Mr. Rager is attacking him, and he gets saved by the bright white light version of him. I feel like, in a way, that was symbolic of, like, the inner demons of Mr. Rager trying to hold on. He was fighting him to stay a part of him. Like, don't sell out.
Yeah.
Like, so you know what I mean? Like, that's how I interpreted that nightmare of him, like, throwing the bombs and like shooting out. He was trying to, like, fight to still be in it. And when he got okay, go ahead.
No, yeah, no. Finish your point.
And and when he got saved by the modern Mr. Rager, he goes, "What happened to you?"
Yeah.
He goes, "I'm back, baby."
Yeah, I loved that. Okay, I already forgot. Repeat what you just said. So sorry. I was just so excited.
No, what I was saying is, I feel like the nightmare was essentially, like you said, the fighting of inner demons, but this time it was Mr. Rager, the character, fighting to be to stay a part of his art. Don't sell out. Don't change me. I'm fighting to stay Mr. Rager, as you know me.
Yeah. And okay. So what hit me with that part is it's really, really hard not to sell out.
Yeah.
Like, it's really, really hard. You have mouths to feed. You have your own mouth to feed.
Yeah.
You want to experience life and all of its wonderfulness.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, you want to do it in a way that makes you feel good. Like, at least I do. And like that's what hit me with that part. It's just a reminder of, like, okay, so in the future, when I envision myself and where I want to be and what I want to achieve, what story do I want to tell? Like, do I want to say that I sold out? Ew. Or do I want to say that I stayed true to myself the entire time and I produced something that I was really proud of? You know? I would rather take the second option, to me.
Yeah. And I feel like, in a way, here it's a little bit more obvious, but sometimes I feel like selling out is more relative. It's relative, like, relative to what that looks like. Because there's a difference between selling out and compromising to kind of get to the end. But how much you compromise, I think, is where you kind of, like, the balance of the scales of selling out, right? Like, how much? So,
yeah. I don't know. Hold on. I don't know. Compromising is hard because everybody's definition is different. You know?
Right?
Like, I don't know what your definition of, like, compromise is, but, like, my definition is, like, if I want something and, like, you want something, but your definition of wanting it is different than mine, then I'm not compromising. I'm sorry. Either we're going to do it in a way that's, like, we're both going to benefit, or, like, I'm just not going to be a part of it because, like, that's not, I don't know. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes. I feel like it's a case-by-case basis in what you're asking. That's how, honestly, that's how I feel. Like, what are you asking?
Like, tell me so I can, like, tell you.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, because there are certain things, and honestly, this is kind of why I've been writing since I was a kid, right? And then years ago, I took a screenwriting class from my editor. She had prompted me to do it, and I fell in love with screenwriting, like, instantly. I'm like, oh, cool, I'll be a writer. And I started doing research, and I was just like, oh, so most of the time directors have their vision, they call the shot, and writers just give it up. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll be a writer-director then. And then I'm like, okay, cool. And then I'm like, oh, but directors need producers to make their stuff. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to produce my own stuff. And so I just kept going up the line. I'm like, okay, because the thing is, the more funding you have, the more someone else has say. and how the vision goes. And sometimes what they want you, like, the thing is, I feel like you have to, going in when you're taking on investors, taking on people, you have to know clear cut what your vision is and what your hard lines are. So that when they come, you're not thrown off. You're like, okay, no, I don't need to think about this. I already know this is a no. This has to stay the same way. Has to. I'll let you have that over there, but this has to stay the same way. So yeah, I'm with you. Like, it depends on the level of compromise, because I definitely have some hard lines. So, and I honestly thought it was gonna be more of a problem in this movie. I thought it was gonna come up. I really thought it was gonna be a struggle. He's gonna have to quit, start his own comic brand. Like I just
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I understand. Just circling back to like compromise for like 2
Yeah.
seconds. I think it's interesting. Like you said something like when somebody has money, right? Their input matters because they're part of the package. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I also feel like as a part of that process, hopefully, when you're finding the group of people that you want to create something with, like you've ironed out that like this is where it's going, and like they signed on because they also agree.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So like that's where I'm like, that's what gets me sometimes. I feel like if you're working with me on something, you're presenting an idea that's similar or in alignment with what we already talked about. Like you're trying to change it to something completely different. Like, why did you join? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I think.
Yeah.
It's like, why? Why did you join? Because we talked about this already, you know? We said we're going to execute it like this. And then you want to change it to something different. Okay. I'm going to acquiesce because I'm getting paid, and like it's an exchange. You know, like I'm going to do it because you want me to do it.
Yeah.
But like it could have been better if we just made a better choice, but whatever.
True.
Yeah.
True. So, oh my goodness, let me see. Oh, so I want to talk about how his first meeting with Meadow. What I loved about this movie is how I think there were 2, maybe 3 times where they had just missed each other. Or like, what I mean is like they were technically bumping into each other, but like no one's locking eyes. The first time he's picking up this, like, I don't know what it was, a clown, something, some kind of big statue. So he didn't see her. He's walking to meet Carmen or something, and he didn't like pay attention. So, like, he misses her the whole time, and the one time he sees her, it is, for lack of a better word, intergalactic.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I need my love story to be like. Yeah, I need that. I need it to be grand, and I need it to be imaginative, and we need to be on a bike floating in the universe.
Oh my god.
If it's not like that, so sorry, we're not going to be together. Like, that's just how I feel. That's also, I feel, another component of like Intergalactic. It goes back to like, what is your definition of love?
Yeah.
What do you want your relationship to look like? And hopefully you can find somebody that like just agrees with you, so that you can like have a grand time, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's what I got out of it. Like, let's experience this. Like, it's gonna be messy. However we end up together, whatever story is gonna be our love story. Okay, awkward, cool. But like, let's just have fun along the way, you know? And like draw some dope stuff. Like, I don't know. That their love story is beautiful. It's awkward and super cringy, but it's like kind of beautiful.
So, what was it? So what I saw, so they the movie showed how they are kind of on the same level in one way or another. So when he's with Carmen, right? He had that one night, whatever, and then the next morning he's like asking for a light so he can smoke, and she's like, really? And then Meadow, I think, he's headed to her event or something, and she's asking, I forget what the other guy's name is. I forget his name, but I guess her agent in a way, or her her hookup or her friend, Reed, and she's asking Reed, I need to smoke or something. He's like, really? And I was just like, oh, like that little
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
Yeah.
yep, I see it. And the fact that they're both creative.
Yes. But they're all creative in different ways.
Yes.
Which is what I like.
Me
Like,
too.
you just saw so many different creative people, and that's also another thing that I enjoy. It's just like creative is just like interesting word, because like what does that even mean? You know? Like I can be creative, but I can like paint, or like I can be creative and I can like make mirrors. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's random. You
yeah,
know?
make different types of shit. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's like so random. So I think that's another piece of like that made me think about Intergalactic, is just like it just shows you to like widen your definition of like what it means to be creative.
Yeah.
You know, like if you think creativity is just like painting or like making beautiful art, then you're making your world very small. Like it's really tiny. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
The creative industry goes beyond. Goes beyond.
Yeah. Yeah.
Picture. I mean, you can be creative with furniture. You can be creative honestly, like even how you design a room.
Mm-hmm.
Even how you design a room. Like there's just so many ways to do that.
Yeah.
So let me see. Oh, so the other thing that I noticed that they did was his coworker Len, when he gives him the Japanese worry plant and he puts it in the scene and leaves, and it goes through like time, goes through time, and you see the worry plant growing and growing as Jabari is kind of racking his brain trying to figure things out because he is worrying. And I just love how the plant is telling, like it's so done well. Like, oh my gosh, like he is worrying. You can tell because the worry plant is growing.
Yeah.
And when he's with metal, when he's with her, all the worry melts away and the plant dies. Did you see that?
Yes. I loved that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think it speaks to the fact that like people affect you so much.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like people affect me a lot. Like a lot.
Mm.
Like if you're in a room with me and like your energy is weird, like I feel that. Have you had that? Have you had that experience? Like you're just around somebody and the energy is weird. So now it's just weird and I'm uncomfortable and you're uncomfortable. Like ew. It's like disgusting.
I may not be able to put my finger on it, but something's off.
Something is off.
Something's off.
And I don't always like vocalize it, but like I notice it, and most people notice it. You know?
Yeah.
And then like and then it's extra awkward because like have you ever had to pretend like you because you're both pretending like you don't feel it. Like am I right or am I right? Like
yeah.
And it's uncomfortable for so many different reasons. And that scene just reminds you of like all of those truths. Like it's like so much is happening in a moment that we don't think about. Yeah. So that's what hit me with that scene. Oh, it was so good. So good. Okay.
So
I have a question for you. Oh, go ahead. All right. So this is a great example. Like our live right now is a great example of like two very different people, right? Oh, like my background is like purple and I have like only 3 things. And then you can see this plug in the background, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like your background is completely different. Like you know?
Yeah.
And like without us even like having to talk, like we can already make so many conclusions about like the people that we are, you know? And like who we are, what we like and what we enjoy. And that's another thing that like Intergalactic, like that's another message that I feel like you could get from that movie. It's just like and then you know how people will say aesthetics don't matter, or like the choices that you make don't matter, or like dumb stuff like that.
Yeah.
You hear that a lot too, right?
It's dumb.
It's dumb because they do matter.
It does.
Because I notice it and you notice it and you make assumptions based off of what is behind me. So I have to pay attention to that. And I feel like the artists in this movie paid a lot of attention to that.
Yes.
Like, what does each character like, and why is it in the scene? And if it's there, then it's there for a reason. Because it tells you something about the character and what they like.
Yeah.
Yeah, delicious. Amazing. Yeah.
Yes, our fuels just coming in with we are discussing Intergalactic. So let me see here. Oh, so okay. So the other thing about I think I have one more thing about Len, the coworker. So when he was asking him, hey, have you been on this new dating app? Stush. I'm like, I'm cleaning up over here. And I'm just like, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. You are not there trying to find a real connection. You're just there trying to rack up some numbers. And I was like, man, Len, your character is not looking too good. You know, maybe you're the villain.
You're the villain.
Maybe you're the villain.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's interesting because, like, you never know. Like, I could be the villain in somebody's story.
Oh, we are all the villain in someone's story. I trust you. Know? At some point, whether it was elementary school.
You may have caught me at the wrong moment. You know, you may have caught me in a moment of time where, like, you were not supposed to see me. So sorry. So, like, that's another, like, example of, like, it's really interesting. Like, if you meet somebody and, like, they're having a bad day, right? Like, maybe they just lost somebody that they loved, and like, you asked them for something, and you just caught them at the wrong time. Like, it's not about, like, them as a person, or like who they are, or like their depth, or what they are. You just caught them in the horrific, like the worst moment in life.
Yeah.
You know?
And
so, like,
unfortunately, first impressions are important. Even when it's not your fault.
Even when it's not your fault, man.
Even when it's not your fault.
Yeah.
Even when it's not your fault.
But do you think it's like, it's just about how you own it? I feel like.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Listen, So I'm the type of person that, like, if I don't eat after a while, I get kind of crabby a little bit. Like, not going all out, but I get a little crabby, like a little, like, I gotta, like, I'm a little testy, like, I need to eat something. I'm pretty sure that those Snicker commercials, you know, you're not you when you're hungry. I feel like they were, like, based on my life a little bit.
Of course.
So I
also
try to be cognizant of that.
Yeah. No, I am too. Yeah, if you catch me when I'm hungry, oh, it's a dumb deal. Like, like, I don't know.
Oh, I feel like there's some shade happening in the chat. Lovely says a little question mark. Okay.
Ooh, interesting. I don't know. My chat is not working, so you're gonna have to tell me what people are saying, because I literally can't see it.
Oh, you can't see the little comments?
No, okay. I can't.
Well, I read them as they come most of the time.
Okay.
So it's not a lot, but you guys can like, anything you have to say about the movie, drop it in the chat. Any questions, you know? So I will be reading them. We'll talk about it. So a little shade there. Gonna ignore that little shade from Lovely. So. So how about, the way that she tricked him into eating the vegan burger. Let's talk about that. So, when it comes to romantic comedies, that genre, there is normally always something that's introduced in the first act when they meet that is important to how they connect in the third act. So for this movie, one part of it was the vegan burger. And Lovely says, haven't seen it, but y'all sold me. Oh, you didn't watch Intergalactic? Oh,
that's crazy. Make time.
No, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. If I had known, I would have had us watch it together.
I know.
So she gets. She convinced him to eat a vegan. He doesn't even know that it's vegan, but she says, "Do you trust me?" And I believe he gets to ask her that question later on too. So
Yeah.
Trust is a key component in a relationship. If you don't have trust, you might as well just go your separate ways, because
Yeah.
it's very difficult to build and earn, but it's easy to lose. So when he trusted her with the vegan burger and he enjoyed it and loved it, then the callback to that was in the end when she's at her big event and she's just like, man, she's thinking about him and everything, and she sees him there and then he's gone. She goes outside and he has spray painted on the billboard the second favorite burger. Like, there's that callback, and they meet back up in the burger joint at the end. So callback.
Okay, first of all, his memory, top tier.
Oh,
Um,
listen. He had no chance.
yeah.
The minute he saw her, gone.
Yeah. I feel okay, going back to like the do you trust me thing?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, that's a crazy question to ask somebody. That's a crazy question. I think it's it's a crazy question and an amazing question. Yeah. Because do you trust me depends on where we're at, what we're doing.
Yeah. The vibe.
Yeah, the vibe. If you're sober.
You are bringing a lot of caveats into it.
Sorry, there's a lot going on. Like, do you trust me? I need more information.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like used properly, it's a great question to find out where you're at. So in this instance, do you trust me with the food order? I feel like that is a perfect time to spring that on somebody, especially when you're first meeting them, because food is like it's not this crazy commitment thing. It's not, it's not heavy, but it's just okay. I'm gonna trust you. I'm gonna trust you. Would I have trusted her? You know what? Depends how hungry I was.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, actually. Is the food good? Does it smell good? If it smells good, probably gonna taste it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. See, that's also another thing, like, if you ask me that question and we're at a restaurant and like, I trust that you know what I like.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you trust me? Yeah, I trust you. But you could be like, ask me that as like a trick question.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like, and what if I'm honest with you and then you're right with the trick question?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think about that when people ask me questions. It's like, oh, there's so many things I could tell you.
Mm-hmm.
So many answers I could give you. Yeah. No, I really like that line. Exceptional.
So another message that Stush had, another poster, was F first dates. Like that with the little asterisk, and I'm just like, oh, so y'all not even trying to hide it. Okay, I'm just going in, like, and the times that the Stush messages were being shown, I mean, just top tier. Right after the first date, actually. So the music in this movie is incredible.
It's so good. Still on my playlist.
I was like, I want the whole soundtrack, and to find out, to find out that this was a companion piece to the release of Kid Cudi's album, I was like, oh, I did not know that. I did not know that about it. Like, oh my gosh, like it's legitimately a companion piece. Like it's released the same time as album. It's like together. I'm like, that explains why there's so much music in it, which I freaking love.
I,
I mean, just
I love it. How does music affect you? Like when you listen to a song, like what are you like feeling? Like, yeah.
so more often than not, well, actually no, that's what everybody does. It depends on my mood. Like my mood. Like now, there are certain songs that if I'm in like if certain moods, that's the song I would go to. So, um, what is it? What is it? What is it? So, one song that from just in high school, okay, that now everything has to be hitting the fan for me to put this song. If you ever hear me put this song on, oh, stuff is hitting the fan, and that is Papa Roach, Last Resort. Like,
ooh, I haven't heard it.
Yeah. It came out when I was in high school, so yeah.
Okay, girl, send it to me after this so I can listen.
All right. Yeah, no, it is nothing. It is nothing in the genre of what we were listening here. It's not at all. It's like, yeah, but it's like that song is like, okay, if I'm in it, I got put it on. I got to punch something. Put it on. But as far as like wanting to chill or enjoy myself, like I tend to lean into my 90s R&B, you know,
girl.
You know what I mean? Like,
yes. I love 90s R&B.
R&B needs to come back strong.
Yes.
Like, and like when I'm really,
yeah. I don't know. For me, when music, girl, listen, I need a soundtrack for every moment, man. Like, for example, like I had a playlist for Jasmine. You know what I mean? Like what, girl? Yes. Like Jasmine listens to Jasmine.
I would like you to send me this playlist for Jasmine. I want to hear it now.
Oh, I will absolutely send you Jasmine's playlist. But yes, I feel like music influences you. Well, let me just talk about myself. Music influences me so much. Like if I am going through something horribly difficult, I need a song that's going to define that moment for me.
Yes.
Because I kid you not, there's somebody else that has already experienced that thing, and they've already written this beautiful masterpiece about how they overcame that thing.
Yes.
So I need to listen to that, so that I need to listen to that so that I can get over this too.
Yeah. Let me see. Mary J. Blige was the heartbreak queen for me back in the day.
Girl, you talking to me right now?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Girl.
My girl.
Wait. Okay, no, I'm trying to remember that one song that she has. I think it's Runaway Love. Is that Mary J. Blige? Runaway Love.
Is that
Runaway Love?
I gotta see. I gotta hear it. I gotta hear it.
Okay, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you after this. But,
and then one more.
Okay.
Candy Rain, Soul for Real.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Oh, girl.
Wait, sing. What are some lyrics?
You about to get your license. Okay. Have you ever loved someone?
Okay.
So much you thought you died, giving so much love you hear.
I don't know it. I don't know it. Send it to me.
I literally can't sing. That is not my gift. That is not my gift.
Yeah, me either. I can't really.
I've already given too much.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say it. Candy golden raindrops. You're just sweet, my candy rain. Rain. 'Cause you are my. Okay. All right.
Okay.
You have to listen to it now.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna think. You know what? When we get off this live, I'm probably gonna go listen to it right now.
Oh, please. And please send me your entire playlist because, okay, this is my thing. Like, the music that you listen to, it just tells, once again, it just goes back to like the information.
Yeah.
The music that you listen to, it tells me so much, like, about you, you know?
Now,
like, yeah, like the songs that inspire you, the songs that just like make you cry, the songs that, I don't know, the songs are just the songs.
Yeah.
If you're listening to it, like I'm so interested to hear why you're listening to it.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like I love when people send me their music. I'm just yes. And if I really like the music, then it's just like, wow, I really like you. You know? I
Nice.
don't know.
Well, the other thing I do with music is
Mhm.
sometimes when I am writing a specific scene and there's a certain feel, I will pick a song and play the song on repeat while I write this scene.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's directly infused with the scene, and sometimes, oddly enough, it's not a genre of the scene, but something about it. It's getting me in the mood for the scene. Like I can't really explain it, so I put it on repeat. I'm just like writing with it on repeat over and over again.
Mhm.
So those are times where I like really like lean into it. So
Oh,
that kind of
yes. Oh yeah, I can listen to a song like a million times and still like find something new that I like about it. You know?
yeah.
Um, what song I was listening to a Haitian song today. Um, oh yes, I think I already posted that song on my Instagram, but it's My Life by Cinq Étoiles. And like it's just this, oh my God, it's just this gorgeous song, Lisa. And basically he's just talking about how he's like ruminating about his
Uh,
life and about how much he wants to achieve.
oh wow.
Um and how difficult it is. Like and like I play that whenever I feel like I'm going through something horrific. I will play that song because he perfectly explains just the thought streams that you go through when you're trying to
Mm,
recover from something. You
mm,
know,
yeah.
like he perfectly explains it. Um, and like that's what's so big about Intergalactic is just like the music is also its own character to me.
Yes. Yeah. No, it is. It is.
Okay,
100%. Hundred
it's
percent.
it's also its own character because you can just take his album and it's like I don't know like you can just take his album and it's just its own story, like it's its
Yeah.
own little thing that you have to talk about. And
Yeah.
that's another thing about Intergalactic is just like there's too much that you can give compliments to.
Yeah.
You can give compliments to the animation style,
Hmm.
to the choices of the character, the clothes they were wearing, the
Everything.
voice acting choices, the way the actors chose to say certain stuff.
Yeah.
They're just
Every voice actor was on point. Like every casting
every
decision was
they were just
perfect.
on point.
Perfect.
They were just on point.
Perfect.
They were just on point. So
Perfect.
like, I don't know. And okay. So when you were watching it, was there anything that you would have done differently?
Yes, but I'm glad they didn't. Does
Mm.
that make sense?
Hmm.
Like if I was doing it, I probably would have leaned into one of the other stories to bring in more conflict.
Hmm.
Like whether it was his job, whether it was Carmen, whether it was something going on with his friends, because like his friends didn't give him a hard time about
Hmm.
falling over head and heels with this girl. Like, initially, Kai was like, "Not your neighbor, dog. No," and then he saw her and he was like, "Oh, she bad. Never mind. You right. You
Yeah.
right." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so I probably would have brought in some other conflict through something else, like bringing more conflict. But I liked that they didn't do that
Hmm.
because I like that what was holding them back was each other. Like
Mm.
you you are the only thing standing in your own way, and this is the case for real life most of the time. Like there are
Hmm.
situations that are out of your control,
Hmm.
but for the most part, you are where you are because of decisions that you made.
Hmm.
So I probably would have done it differently, but I'm glad that they did not. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah. No, that makes 100% sense. I would have loved to see like different cuts of it. Like, what was it like in the beginning? Like, because before it comes out, there's just so many
Yeah, yeah,
versions, that
yeah,
we didn't get to see.
yeah, yeah.
So
That's
I
true.
don't know.
That's true.
I don't know.
So, let me see. Oh, all right. I want to talk about the fact that
What?
they did a really too good realistic job
Mhm.
of the intimate scenes. I was
Yeah.
like,
Damn.
they even somehow got like when the mouth is like like kind of open because you're in it. I was like, yo,
Yeah, they killed that. They killed that. I was like, flashbacks.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So spoiler alert, guys.
Spoiler.
Intergalactic is a rated R adult animation film.
Yeah.
Do
Oh,
not
for
watch
sure.
it with kids. Probably should have said that at the beginning.
Don't watch it
Do
with your kids.
not watch it with
Do
kids.
not watch it. Yeah.
Do not.
Yeah.
Visuals and language. Do not.
No. No.
I
No.
don't think they. Yeah. No one they don't like it. There's enough visual implication that no,
Mhm.
not for kids.
Not for kids.
So the okay. So the guy was I guess the skater guy who told them love is the mother effer.
Mhm.
It will find us all, hurt us all, but it will save us all. And I was like,
Oof.
not him with the jet, with the nuggets, not him with
So
the
much,
gold nuggets.
so much gems. Like he, and here's the thing. Some people will say like things so effortlessly, and they just don't understand how like amazing it
Yeah,
is. I don't know.
yeah,
Um, like him saying that is just like what? And I don't know about you, but I've had experiences where like my friends will like say something to me, and then it's that experience where like you just sit there and you're like, oh my God, you really, you really nailed it. And
yeah,
that's one of those things where it's like he nailed
yeah,
that.
yeah. Nailed it. Nailed it.
I don't know.
100%. So
Mm.
as we come down to a close, it's been awesome. I also wanted to talk about how okay, in the beginning of the movie, Stush is thriving. It
Mhm.
is just dominating. Everybody's on Stush, and Jabari and Metal are trying to find, you know, themselves with each other, right? In a way. By the end, Jabari and Metal have found, them each other. Like, no, this is real. We're gonna do this, and we're not gonna be. We're gonna do it afraid. We're gonna be bold.
Mhm. Mhm.
And meanwhile, Stush is burning to the ground.
Yeah.
And to find out, the whole identity thing, I'm like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm kind of like in my mind, I'm like, I wonder if any dating apps have actually done that, but just been successful.
I know. I'm really curious. I'm probably gonna Google that after this.
Yeah, 100%, 100%, hundred
I
percent.
need to know. I need to know.
Yes. So who as we normally I do like a poll on my
Mhm.
stories for us to talk about, but I was so busy I didn't have time to even put a poll together.
Yeah.
But who was your favorite character?
Oh my God, that's a hard question.
Yep,
Um,
yep.
who was my favorite character?
Hmm.
I don't know. I can't choose. I can't choose. I can't choose. I just feel okay. Maybe okay, this is what I'll say. I'll say my favorite character. I'll just say that it was her boldness, her assertiveness, her
Hmm.
standing up for herself.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't think I have a favorite character. I just so many things hit for me with this
Yeah,
film. I just feel like it just reminds me to just continue to have courage and be brave. Even if it's not like talking about love or anything like that.
yeah,
Um, just talking about life, like you are in the driver's mercy of like the life that you want to have
Mhm.
and the experiences that you want to have. So the choices that you're making are like directly impacting that. So like, I don't know. I don't have a favorite character. Do you have, who's your favorite character?
Honestly, it's a toss up between Jimmy and Karina. Like
Why?
Jimmy, I guess well, I'll say like the weed head one.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they all, but like there's just it was just refreshing and fun. Everything like everything he talked about. And with Karina, she was like I probably should have prefaced this other than the two main characters who your favorite character is. That's kind of where I'm coming from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Karina, because she was just funny, and like a horny pregnant woman, like she had me like rolling. Like
Yeah.
she was just hilarious. I'm like, she stole every scene she was in. She was so good.
She was so good. She was so good.
Yeah.
No, those are great choices. I agree with you. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for sitting down, having this discussion with me. Thank you for having me return back to this movie and be amazed and get it right. I appreciate that. Yeah. So I had to tell my friends I was just on the What's a Good Dope podcast. Last week I had to tell them because I was like, oh yeah, I wasn't feeling Intergalactic, and then I had to message them like I was wrong.
Yeah.
I was
It's
on
okay.
one. This is good.
It's okay. It's okay. You have the right to be on one. I don't know, in my opinion. Yeah.
All right. Well, we will definitely be doing this again, guys. Please make sure you follow my girl at her handle, which is
At Olanika.
yeah.
OGLENIKA.
Woohoo! Yes. And if anyone's interested in taking my online screenwriting class, I'm going to start March 1st. Hit me up in the DMs. It's going to be great. Beginning writers, new writers, or experienced writers who just want a refresher. It's going to be an awesome class. So, hit me up if you guys are interested, or if you want to be a guest on the show here, shoot me a DM. But we will be doing this again. I hope you know this. I hope you know.
Oh,
absolutely.
Just girl, just DM me, okay? We can talk about anything you want. If you are going to be talking about From, though, have you finished watching From? Have you watched like? Okay. Then we need to talk about From.
All right, that might have to be like a 3 or 4 person episode.
Because, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, we got some thoughts. Got some thoughts. Okay. All right. All right, you guys. All right, you guys take care. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I will see you on the flip side. People still say that? No, people ever say that? No.
You can still say it though.
I'm gonna say it. See you on the